Hi and good evening, and welcome to the last day of our Conceptual Blueprint Challenge. And thank you for staying. Thanks for sticking with it. Um, Today is the day where we're going to put everything that we've learned over the last few days, put it all together in our document and create our conceptual blueprint. So it's really a day for implementing the things that we've learned. Now, I'll just quickly go through what we have done so far. The first day we looked at the mindset, and how important it is to have a positive mindset and to nurture that positive mindset and to keep reminding yourself about why you're doing this. And then the second day we looked at the strategies. So how do we you know how do we even go about coming up with with the ideas for our conceptual blueprint? And we did that by just taking a walk back through our lives from our earliest memories to our present day, finding the things that influenced us. And then on the third day, um, what we did was we prioritized those things, and we found out what the things we absolutely must have and the things that we can have. So the things that we can live without, and then we shared those with our partners. And so you've got to a point now where um, you've identified you've identified the things that mean the most to you for your new home. That's the key. And the idea now is to actually put that down, to express that, either in a written form or in a visual form, in a graphic form, or a combination of both. And the first one I want to talk about is the graphic form, the visual form. And that's what I would call, well, it's a vision board or a mood board, as a lot of people know them. Now, if you've not done a vision board before, it's it's a really fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to do. It's what you do is you literally you've got your must-haves. You start with your must-haves, and you find images from magazines, from the internet. You draw them yourself, sketch them. Just basically find images that represent these things for you. These really important things, and that's how you start. And you basically then work your way, sort of start in the middle and then work your way out with all the other things. So you sort of have all your can haves around the other way. And it sort of, it's telling a story. It's basically, it's telling a story of your ideas of your dream house. Now, why do we do this? Well, it's, it's not magic, but it has been proven that if you if you visualize and express these visualizations, it becomes more real to you. It becomes more real for you, and the likelihood of it actually happening becomes more probable. So that would be my recommendation, to just literally play with it, do a vision board, make your vision board, and when you've got it done, don't stick it all down yet. Leave it overnight, and then come back in the morning and look at it again. And you might want to change a few things. And then when you're perfectly happy with it, then start sticking it all together, like, basically making it a solid thing. And you do this together, because it's one vision board, it's for one home, but it's for all of you or both of you. So it's important that you do this together. It's important that you really focus on the must-haves. That's important. And then the can-haves are around the outside. So that's your vision board. And what I've done is just another thing before I forget. What you should also it doesn't only have to be pictures. You can also write. It can be written statements, affirmations, if you like, words that resonate with you, phrases that resonate with you. Yeah. It can only be words if you want. there's no rules to this. It's what you feel most comfortable with. And obviously this is something that you're going to be talking about to a design professional or to anybody else. So it's really your thing, yeah? So what I've done is I've put together a little montage, which I'm going to hopefully share with you on my screen, of a few vision boards, a few examples of vision boards. So bear with me a second while I do this. Yeah, I thought so. I'd need to first open it. Hold on. So 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I've found it. So now I can share my screen with you. And I hope you enjoy it. So let me quickly just make it stereo for you. Okay, so let's start. So I hope you enjoyed that. That just gives you a little idea of the what vision boards can be, and as you could see, they're all very different. So again, just let your minds free, let your imaginations run wild a little bit, and enjoy a vision board. Now, the second thing we can do is a written document. So it's a sort of basically a written version of your vision board, and you can either do this to accompany your vision board or instead of your vision board, like I said before. Some of you may be more comfortable with writing things down, and others may be more comfortable with the more visual way of expressing things. So really, whatever feels right for you. So making the written document, there's architects use a term called a design brief. And a design brief is basically when an architect or when a designer, when they're basically setting out the project, agreeing the scope of the project with their clients, they will form a design brief. And that's exactly what we're going to do at the end of this course. It'll be a design brief, not a complete detailed design brief that an architect would to be honest, would work with you together on. It's basically the design brief for you. It's your conceptual design brief. Yeah, so your conceptual blueprint. Now I'm going to share my screen again. I've got a little document as an example, just to show you what it is. But again, what you would do is, again, just take the things that you've picked up on over the last few days. Take all of these things and basically write them down, and that's basically it. So let me show you quickly. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Here we go. So I hope you can see this. Let me make it a little bit larger, if I can. So this would be it. So this would be the title sheet. So you'd have your client name, your name, the name of your project, which would probably be the address of your house if you have one, or the name of your house. You could give your house a name, put a date on it, and your details here. And then the second page, that's where you would start. So what you do is you literally write down all of the things, all of your influences, yeah, all of the things that you came up with on day 2. And then on the second, in the second part, you list your must-haves, your can-haves, the things we talked about yesterday. Again, working as a team, yeah. So it's not just for one person; it's for whoever's going to be sharing this house. So be very mindful of the fact that you don't forget. You don't forget anybody's must-haves, and also the can-haves. List the can-haves as well. So those are your objectives, and also try when you're writing down your objectives, don't just write them down. Write down why. Yeah, you want to always think about the why. So why is this so important to you? And obviously you get that from your influences above. Then what is always a good idea is have an idea of a budget. I mean, we haven't really talked about budget, but you need to be realistic about this. If you've got an unlimited budget, fine. But to be quite frank, an unlimited budget is not going to help either. You need to stay focused. The idea of a budget literally is to stay focused, to keep your feet on the ground. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be. It can be a rough budget. It can be all the money you've. It's just basically what you've got to spend on this project. Then what we can do is we can talk about, if you've got any ideas of a timeline. Yeah, that's not a bad thing either. Just to think about how long you want this project to stay. When do you want to move in? And there'll be things like the very beginning would be the sketch design scheme, the sketch design stage. So that's the stage where you work together with your architect or your design professional, and you come up with a sketch design. It's not the final design, but it's pretty much getting there. You then move on into the detailed design, and the detailed design is then where you really do go down into the details. So you're then talking about all your finishes. You're talking about all the materials you want to use. You're talking about finalizing costs, these sort of things. And you're also talking about the program. You're talking about times. Yeah, when do you want to start? When do you want to finish? When do you want to move in? And then the third thing is the procurement. So that's when you actually go out and you get yourself quotes from builders. And then once you've got that, and once you've got a contract, that's when you talk about the realization. So that's the actual building of the project. So how's that going to work? Who's going to supervise the works? Just to really, these are things, all of this whole timeline is really, you don't have to do this, but if you've got an idea of it, it's good to be able to communicate that as early as you can. yeah, and that's basically it. That's basically it. So those are the two things that would form your conceptual blueprint challenge. So I hope it helped. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'd love to spend some more time with you. I mean, obviously, we're just scratching the surface here. I do have a course or a series of courses which I offer online at my website, intothenest.net, and you can check those out. There's no obligation, but what I do is there's a course, an online course, which you can do, which is really 4 modules based on what we've been going through these last 4 days. And this is something you do in your own time. There's a workbook that actually the brief was part of the workbook at the end, but you get a workbook that you can work through all of the 4 modules with, and then you have a little written representation of it. You can go a bit further, and what I do is I will do this course again as a more detailed workshop for a limited number of people. So I limit that to 20 people maximum. So that's 10 couples. So there'll be 10 participants or groups taking part in these workshops, which again it goes over 6 or 7 sessions. You get the same workbook, but I send you that as a hard copy, which you can then fill out, spiral bound hard copy. Obviously, you can download it as a PDF. That would be then the next level up. And what I can do is also, if you really, I can work with you one-on-one. We can do exactly the same course, but one-on-one, really. So there's no one else. It's just you and me. We do it over Zoom. And obviously, whatever, I tailor that to exactly what you want. So we work through the thing together on a one-to-one basis. And then after that, I am a qualified architect with 30 plus years of designing homes. If you'd like me to carry on as your consultant, I'm more than happy to do that. And we can also talk about that as well. But there's far more detail on the website. So if you want to go and have a look, it's intothenest.net. And have a look. If you've got any questions, just feel free to send me an email, to drop me a line in Facebook, on Messenger, on Instagram. You'll find me there. And I'd love to hear back from you. So I hope this was fun. I really enjoyed myself. This is my first challenge I've done with you guys. So thanks for sticking it through, and much appreciated. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you again and working with you more. So all that's left to say is thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your journey, yeah? And stay safe. So take care. Bye-bye.